Folks, are you still buzzing from that massive win? Yes, I know, preseason game one, but after a week in Hawaii training camp, buzzer beater from Lindy Waters, it feels good to go back to California with a W in your pocket. We broke down the game, especially Waters, and just reacted. Go watch that video if you haven't. Over 100 comments, 7,000 views. People loved it. But today, a little bit more calm. I'm going to break down three key players from that game. You're not going to want to miss this episode. Three players: Lindy Waters, De'Anthony Melton, Moses Moody. They played big parts in the game and proved they deserve more playing time on this team as a starter or coming off the bench. So we're going to break down those three performances. In addition, have Steve Kerr press conference comments, what he said about the game, about Waters. So we want to make sure to give you a more comprehensive schematic recap here on Warriors Digest. You've never been here before, Randy Silver, Warriors Digest. You hear every day or every now and then. Thank you for being here. If you want Warriors news daily around free agency, trade rumors, game recaps, reactions, live streams, all that, Warriors Digest is the place for you. Okay, so let's dive into it. Let's start with Steve Kerr. What's his initial thoughts after the game? Most important head coach. That's who you got to prove to get on the floor.
Exactly what it looks like. We got to see, because last year we didn't feel comfortable going that route. So we would love to have play Draymond at the 4. Trayce gives us a shot blocker next to him. We want to play JK, and if he's ready for the 3, then and it works with those guys, then we'll see. And if not, we'll adapt. But now's the time to try these things and see what combinations work and which ones don't.
So Steve Kerr was talking about the starting 5: Curry, De'Anthony Melton, JK, Green, Draymond Green, and Trayce Jackson-Davis, 1 through 5. Originally, Steve Kerr said he wanted JK at the 4. Wiggins is out. He's sick, just an illness, nothing crazy. So I think he pushed JK to the 3, Draymond to the 4, Trayce to the 5. If Wiggins is healthy, he maybe goes Steph, Melton, Wiggins, JK, Draymond. He said a couple days ago he doesn't want Draymond playing significant minutes at center because he's 6'5", 6'6", and the big bodies of Gobert, Jokic, etc. Like, it's a lot for him to handle. Last year, Wiggins and JK playing together wasn't a good combination. They were in the minus when you're plus-minus efficiency. When Draymond's on the floor, they play much better. So trying to get, when you get the lineup of Curry is 6'3", 6'4", Melton's around 6'4", 6'3", I think 6'3", 6'4", excuse me if I'm wrong there. You got Wiggins at 6'6", you got JK at 6'6", you got Draymond at 6'6", you got Trayce Jackson-Davis at 6'8", 6'9". It's a small lineup, but he's trying to play more quick, transition, and faster. So if he's able to do that with this lineup and make more threes, he's getting smaller, Warriors are getting smaller, while the NBA is getting bigger. So he's going against conventional wisdom. Is it going to work? Preseason's time to find out. Trayce Jackson-Davis, Draymond, JK, they went down 9-3. Kerr made some subs after that, and the subs came in and made it back to we went up 10-9, a 7-0 run. So wasn't a good showing. First game of the regular season, first game of the preseason, we'll get more out of it. Now, what he did see at the end was Lindy Waters getting the W for the Warriors. Again, if you haven't seen the play, let's just go ahead and show you one more time because it's just so good. Buzzer beater, Lindy Waters, game on the line, 1 second left. Out of bounds play. You got Post right here, Waters, and you got Santos. Looks what's going to happen. Waters, number 43, is going to do a screen for Santos, thinking maybe Santos gets the flare or Post with flare, but then no, Santos, number 15, will do a double screen for Waters. He takes out 2 men and then gets him up to the top right where the stand is, nails the 3. I saw comments saying that, you know what? That was a moving screen on Santos. It wasn't. It was not. Take a look again. It's not. So let's show you the play. So about to bring it in. I think it's Beekman. You see the screen, and then boom, double screen. It's not a moving screen if he's getting pushed back. Yes, you got to hold your ground, but he got pushed back. Team goes crazy. Let's go. So one more time, you got Post right there. You got Spencer in the corner. He's not doing anything. Look, he's just standing there. And Waters makes his shot. Let's go. Now, what's Steve Kerr think about that game-winning three? Let's play it.
I'm in Hawaii with our families and 4 days of practice and wonderful time in Hawaii with our families and then to finish it with a win like that at the buzzer with Lindy, knocking down that shot. It's beautiful.
He hit 5 threes today. Just ended up in my hands again.
How was that confidence taking that shot?
I'd already hit a couple of them, so
Yeah, you did.
that rim gets bigger and bigger. So I just let it fly, and I knew it was good as soon as it left my hand.
Love that confidence from Lindy Waters. He made 4 threes before that, was 4 for 6 at that point, played basically a lot of the second half, maybe almost all the second half, and did really well. Steve Kerr, I love what he said there. I made a comment earlier, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, where the families weren't coming to Hawaii. I was wrong. I was reading, it was strictly about the Warriors just getting better as a team, coming together as a team, like a summer camp away from your family. No, families were there. They got the practice together, coming together. So great to see. Again, Steve Kerr saying, great to see Waters make that 3. Now, before we get into the 3 players, again, wanted to just kind of quickly highlight. Let's go over the rest of the preseason schedule. A couple people didn't know there was a game. Want to make sure you guys are aware. So the next game is this upcoming Wednesday. That's 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific at Sacramento Golden One Center. Friday, first preseason game at Chase Center, 7 p.m. Pacific. And then you got Detroit, and then 2 games against the Lakers. So 2 more weeks of preseason, and we're going to continue to get more insights from this team. Game high Waters with 15 points, Kuminga game high 7 rebounds, and Podziemski with 4 assists. So now let's dive into what we really want to talk about. Here is the game stats. I went over this yesterday. If you want to pause it, go for it. The key thing to see, look at down below, Moses Moody, about 3/4 away down the screen, a plus 14. Best of anybody on this team. Great to see how he did. All 19 players got in. Here's your team stats across the board. Turnovers, expected first preseason game, not ideal. But the fact that we had 29 points off their 21 turnovers is big. We only gave up 17. You win by 1. You won that margin by plus 12. Both teams didn't really shoot well. It was a sloppy game. Not the best brand of basketball we've ever seen. Now, what is most important here, again, is what Waters did coming off the bench. Number 1 point, Lindy Waters. The Warriors really haven't had a spot-up shooter the past couple years who can come in and just score. It had to be Steph Curry coming in to score and helping us out, getting back in the game. If Lindy Waters can bring 10 to 15 points a game, let's say 3 to 5 threes a game, that will open up the second team. It'll take less pressure off Brandin, who will be leading the point, less pressure off of Moody, off of potentially Wiggins playing with the second team, maybe Kuminga with the second team, Looney, and be a threat. This will allow Steph Curry to be off the floor more often, get more rest, be healthier, be more fresh for the fourth quarter, for more games throughout the season, not have so much wear and tear on his legs. So the fact that Waters is able to do this, and hopefully, again, it's just one game, he can do more, proves that we may finally have a score. And he also earned much more time in this on the second team with that. Warriors are trying to push to be a defensive team, and there were flashes of that, but not enough. Too many turnovers, which isn't defense, but also Clippers had some open shots. GP2 made a bad foul on James Harden. So getting your legs around each other, first time playing a game as a cohesive unit. Again, we got 4 or 5 more preseason games to go, so there's a lot more to be seen for this team defensively. Jerry Stackhouse working on that. Kerr, about Lindy Waters, he's a really good shooter. More than just a shooter, he's got good size. And you saw that. He's like 6'6". He can come in. Did not play a lot with OKC. We traded for him from OKC for the 52nd pick. Mike Dunleavy Jr., great trade at draft day. And then we were able to get the 52nd pick back through OKC trading to Portland. Portland gave it to us, and we drafted Quinten Post. So give Dunleavy credit there. In the scrimmage, we talked about this a couple days ago. Curry, Brandin, Hield, Kuminga, and Green were the starting 5. However, we had Curry, Melton, Kuminga, Green, and Trayce Jackson-Davis as the starting 5 here. So you're not seeing Wiggins. He's out hurt again. So, not hurt. He's sick. But he's trying different things here. I like Buddy coming off the bench. Again, we talked about Waters being a 3-point shooter. Buddy can do the same thing. Great. They both have size. However, the starting 5 did not play well together, and they were down 7-3 very quick. Kuminga, 4. But start him at the 3. I don't think Kuminga's a 4. He's not big enough. He's not thick enough. If he can be a 3 and shoot 40% from 3, this will be very big for this team. The bench looked good. Podziemski, GP2, Hield, Anderson, Looney. That's a lot of depth. A lot of people have played high-level basketball in the NBA for years. GP2 looked a step slow. He'll get back into it. Missed a couple shots. Did make a nice back cut. Got the layup. Did foul James Harden on a 3, which became an and 1. Podziemski made a couple of great passes, especially a half-court bounce pass for a layup. Ran the point nicely. Needs to make some threes. Anderson didn't really do much. Was just out there. Looney was getting rebounds. Was being active. Made some mid-range shots. So showing that he is in mid-season form, and he needs to be. If he wants to play, if they're thinking Draymond 5, TJD will be getting his time at the 5. Looney's got to earn his minutes. To start the second half, Kerr went with Podziemski, Hield, Moody, Kuminga, and Trayce Jackson-Davis. I like that as well. Again, a good team. Kuminga, really your slasher scorer there. Moody, spot-up shooter, making some plays. Hield, catch and shoot. Podziemski at the point, and Trayce Jackson-Davis, energy up and down the floor. A lot of different combinations early in preseason. They're trying to figure it out. Now going to Moody, making his case for this team. He was a plus 14, the best of anybody on the floor. 12 points, 13 minutes, 4-9 shooting. It didn't play a lot in that first half, played more in the second half. He made 2 threes, which was great. He needs to continue to make more of those. And one of them was wide open 3. You got to make it. He made it and did not hesitate. Just catch and shoot. He had 4 rebounds, 3 offensive, 2 steals. What Kerr was most proud of, he's done a nice job in camp getting his shot off quickly, making that priority number 1. He's a really good shooter, and he's at the point now in his career where he feels the closeout is. I think early in his career, he was more hesitant, but the offense flows a lot smoother when he just catches and shoots. I love when he's doing that, which he's been doing all week. And that's what Kerr said. That's what we've been saying all offseason. Moody's got to just be a quicker catch and shoot. Make quick decisions. And it looks like he developed that this summer and is just getting more used to this offense and being here. And then, of course, lastly, we got Melton. He started next to Curry, and that's a big sign for what Steve Kerr thinks about Melton's ability to provide offense next to Curry as a shooter, can shoot 40% from 3, but also be a defender as a on-point, on-ball defender. Melton came over from the Sixers, 1-year deal, kind of a prove-it deal because he's been hurt. So if he's really able to do what he can do and be on ball and play, it will be big for this team. If I go back to how Melton did, let's look at his stat line. 12 minutes, 3 of 7 from the field, 2 of 5 from 3. Again, being able to be a second scorer next to Curry is big, or a third scorer next to Curry. 8 points, did not play the second half, 1 assist. And he had some nice defense where he was able to switch, created some turnovers with quick hands. So if Moody, Waters, and Melton can do what they can do, this gives this team a lot more depth behind Wiggins, Curry, Draymond, Kuminga, Trayce Jackson-Davis, Brandin. Melton can start at the 2, can come off the bench, can help with GP2. GP2, please stay healthy. I know he wants this so bad, but if he's not healthy, we now have a second person who can be a on-ball defender beyond Wiggins who can really help. Who also needs to stay healthy on the court too. Waters can stand up and shoot, can be a bigger body at the wing, and then you got Moody earning himself playing time. Now, where does he fit? He's got to get probably between Wiggins and Kuminga. He's got to find some playing time there. Maybe they try him a little bit at the 2, but I don't think so. So in that 3-4 position, he's probably going to be coming off the bench. Now, there may be times when he starts if there's some injuries there, but if Moody keeps doing what he did, he'll be successful. And you will be successful staying with this Warriors team up to date on everything, what's happening in the game, off the court, by subscribing to Warriors Digest. We got it all for you. Let me know your thoughts, comment everything. Love talking in the comments with y'all. Warriors fans, we got videos daily. We're back. The hair is flowing. We got game talk. All is right in the world. We'll see you on the next episode. Bye, y'all.